fuck out of here. Okay.
It's a high quality start.
Yeah, isn't it? Hey, I'm Rae!
And I'm Veronica.
And welcome to the Chick Lit Book Club podcast.
You know, we usually read a romance novel and then talk about it. But today we're going to talk about the worst movie we've ever fucking seen.
Guys, and I've seen some fucking shit, man.
You've seen some shit.
I have seen some shit. And this I many times clenched my butthole.
This has resorted. I don't know if this is classy or not, but I'm currently drinking rosé out of a ball jar. So that's where I am in my week.
Balls.
Ayo.
I mean, I used to have the no, it wasn't your wedding. Other friend of mine had their bridal shower. We did. It was, when the mason jars were big and you put the labels on them and yeah.
We also did that at our wedding.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very cute. It's very cute. I wish it was, I'm still gonna fucking do it. I don't care if anybody fucking has a problem with it. You can eat my butt.
No, we just had to take everything off of the first floor of our house, but typically they're sitting over there on a thing. We still have ours, from the wedding.
Well, I have a whole Mom gave me a collection of all of her antique ball jars or mason or the with the lids, the canning.
Oh yeah.
Because I used to have them in my old place around the kitchen, and so because I need to have everything fucking sealed up because pantry moths. But Dad's like, hey, do you want these? You could use them. I'm like, I could use them. So, okay, so we should probably say what we're watching tonight, or what we've watched and we're talking about.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I keep getting it the fuck wrong, so maybe you should do it.
Happy-ish to do that. So, I think you had discovered some service called Real Short.
Yeah, I was watching Curtis Connor, and he had a thing on, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah.
Yeah, well then after you and I talked about it, because everything is creepy and is listening to us at all times, then Real Short ads started showing up on TikTok for me, on my author profile. So then, of course, I was like, oh, this is what Rae was talking about. So then I saw a billion of the ads because I watched one.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I just kept sending them to you. And you were like, wait, are you actually watching it? Are you paying to watch it? And I was like, no, I'm just seeing the ads and it just keeps getting worse. And there were a few different ones that I had seen. So we chose Fated to My Forbidden Alpha from Real Short.
And we can't figure out, supposedly there's a Real Stories, I think, but this company, Real Film, what is it called? Real Shorts, is
Real Short
owned
is
by
the app.
Crazy Maple Leaf Films, and they produce not episodes. That's the other one. It's chapters. You've got chapters and episodes, which are both of these choose your own adventure type apps for your phone, where you oh, do I love Steve, or do I hate Steve? Kelsey's pregnant. What should she do? Those sort of things, where it's just so from what I understand, and looking back at some of the stories they have currently, it looks as though that this is this was one of their stories. So these are one of their chapter stories. So you could have chosen, you asked me, did she fucking pick the bad guy? I'm like, you could if you wanted. But before we get into all that, I'm throwing this at you quick.
Okay.
Tell me something good.
It has not been a good time.
Word.
It has not been a good time. You know what's awesome about today? I am drinking rosé and talking to you on a Tuesday.
I like it.
What about you, darling? Tell me something good.
The weather's been really nice, and it feels like spooky season's upon us. I did finally see the Haunted Mansion. If you have, I won't really release my opinion here. It's not good.
That absolutely means you don't like it.
Yeah, it wasn't great, which was so disappointing because I really,
Yeah.
really wanted to like it. It's a lot for so I went on National Cinema Day,
Oh,
and which
yes.
cost me $4. That's really the only reason I went, because I was like, I've been wanting to see it so bad, and I was like, okay, well, I had heard it was bad, so I was like, okay, well, I will pay the $4. I can't wait for Disney Plus. 'Cause I have to wait another month for it to get on Disney Plus because it's not coming out until October. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go. I was so fucking stoked, and like 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh god, oh sweet Christ. And my theater is full of children, like 6 and 7 year olds. This movie, PG-13, for a fucking reason. And I'm sitting there going, who is this for? This isn't for me. I mean, I literally rode that ride once. I remember it fucking it's ingrained in my head. I mean, I've watched people ride it, and I've seen like on ride, so I know. But I mean, experiencing it myself, I remember every fucking thing about that ride. I love it, but like, I can't imagine, like, this isn't for me. This movie's not for me, and this movie's not for these 6 and 7 year olds. Which I was like, this is a lot. Like suicide is a huge part of this movie. Grief is a huge part of this movie. Your wife death, huge part of this movie. Drinking, they're drinking all over the place in this movie. And I'm like,
to be fair, most of those are themes in Beauty and the Beast as well.
suicide?
Not the suicide so much, but like wife death, they're all drinking.
Yeah, but like, it is said a couple times, I need a drink, I need a drink, I need a drink. And I'm like, ugh. And a lot of the jokes were like, who is this fucking for? These kids are not gonna get this joke. A lot of product placement. Like, I love Tiffany Haddish at one point, but she's even can't pull this movie up. Also, fucking love Lakeith Stanfield, and I was like, it was upsetting. Anyhow, she's like, I bought this notebook and pen from CVS. And I was like everything had product placement to the point where it was making me gag. Anyhow, what I was going to say that I liked, I ended up sitting down and like having it on the background while I worked, was Wednesday. I fucking loved that. It was
still
so
haven't
adorable.
Seen it. I want to though.
It's Tim Burton all over it, but if
Sure.
you like Tim Burton, I mean, and Jenna Ortega's fantastic.
That's like
brilliant.
a significant reason I want to see it.
Also,
Because it looks like she does an incredible job.
yes, and Christina Ricci plays a huge part in it, which is just like made my heart feel good. Like, and there's a lot of nods to both Addams Family and Addams Family Values. I'm gonna spoil it, but Uncle Fester is played by Fred Armisen. And he's
nice.
fucking brilliant. He's brilliant as it. So I would say 100% watch. That's it.
I will definitely do that.
So I have a little something for you, because I know
okay.
we're going to be recording this weekend.
Yeah.
But I saw something, and it was like, I saw it on another, like, on a YouTuber's channel, and I was like, I need to share this if I don't
God.
share it, because it might be one of the worst things that we've seen. So I need to share. So I'm going to do a little screen share. I'm hoping this is going to show up on the recording, because that would be fantastic. So let me pick which one I want. Window. This one.
Don't share
So-
like the porn that's up on your computer.
No, it's not porn.
Okay.
It's, no. I got the Pornhub in a different tab. No,
Choose a different window.
so, you know A Bug's Life, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so, do you remember the German, like, caterpillar character?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see this?
Oh my God. I mean, they're calling it a flashlight,
No, underneath.
but it's not,
This
though.
is it. The Holy Grail, one of four in existence, 1998, A Bug's Life promotional fleshlight.
No, well, okay, but in the title above it says
No,
flashlight.
I think that's what
Just to
kept
get
them-
through the sensors.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Holy
Do
God.
not sleep on this one, folks. I mean, that is... They had to melt the vagina a little bit because obviously the mouth part is the actual, like, you know, and then the antenna, though, I think they either glued it on or they melted part of it to make it work. So you guys get to see this in real time. Now I'm kind of wondering, should we do this like we normally do? Like when we record, we do Riverside so people can see you're just our, like, Toys for Twats. So they can see your expression.
I mean, yeah, maybe. Like, maybe that's the thing we need to talk about, but...
Also, was 3 years ago, so there's only 4 in existence. I'm assuming they're gone. And probably destroyed at this point with
substances?
Fucking. Yeah, with furious fucking.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
I now have another rabbit hole I'm going to go down for.
Are there others?
No, but I have something in my noggin that I think I'm going to search for. Also, look at his finger, sticking his finger in the quote unquote mouth of it.
I know. I saw it. I'll never unsee it. It's stuck here until my dying day.
Happy to be of service. Happy to be of cervix.
This is what you guys miss when you just listen to the podcast.
Yep, not cutting any of this shit. It's gold. Anyhow, let's talk about this.
It's definitely something.
It's something. This horrible movie. So, just a little background. We got so excited because it was Saturday, right? Saturday when I was like, let's, we don't have to worry about it, because I was like looking to see how much I could spend, like, coin-wise. FYI, guys, find a way to watch this. You don't have to fucking pay for it, because
I didn't pay. I mean, your $5 worth of coins or whatever wouldn't have gotten me through the whole thing. You can watch ads in between, so it's much like Candy Crush, where it'll let you watch ads to, like, get more moves or whatever. So
and you
can
can't
watch
rewatch
an episode.
Mm-hmm.
No, I figured out how you can. But there's like, you can get to the end of an episode and it'll let you do that 20 times in a day. So you can watch this, like I did, over the course of a 3-day period of time.
Yeah. Don't pay for it. I mean, if you wanted to watch it in one sitting, it's going to cost you probably $25, because it'll be about 3,000. I think there's a party pack or something stupid like that. It was like ultimate pack for 3,600 coins. Because I figured it out. It's going to be like, it's at max, it's 60 coins an episode. Fuck you.
Oh, there were some episodes that were 110 coins per episode. So,
you know what? If
I actually made a note about that later.
So some kind person, and I should have watched it while it was fucking up, because we were talking about it, and I went on YouTube. I just on a whim, someone had put the whole thing up, and within the, like, 6 hours, I think, that later on that I went to go actually fucking watch it, I was so stoked. They'd already taken it down, and you can't even watch, like, they don't even have short reels on it. The way I watched it is different from Veronica. I watched a commenter. I suffered through her not jokes. She was obnoxious.
I couldn't handle it. I absolutely could not. I tried. I was like, no.
Couple, like, bigoted jokes that I was like, I don't know. I'm just ignoring you and just trying to get through this. We're all just trying to get through life, man. And so, but that was how I watched it. So I probably didn't get to see everything that Veronica got to see, but there's a couple scenes where there's no, there was no video, just like audio, which I don't think I'm fucking losing much on that one, because I can still hear
I doubt it.
happening.
If you have if you have a note of where that was, I'm sure I could probably tell you, but, like, I don't think you missed much.
No.
Maybe another horrible costume. That's possible.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll fucking
or bad lighting,
get there.
Or whatever.
Or bad props, or whatever the loudest shoes on the fucking planet. I mean, whatever you'd like to say here. So, let's talk about how this movie opens. Where are we at? I don't know. Are we in Italy? We don't know.
It looks maybe a little bit like that, but everyone's an American, so
It's England Europeistan. So, yep. There's a castle. Everyone has castles, and everyone is super fucking rich in here.
yeah.
Quote unquote rich. Because I got questions, and like Home Depot, no one's got answers.
No one's gonna have the answers. Okay, but when we open, it's Western music,
That's true. It is very
which is even more confusing.
Yeah, because it was very like there was a zitar and all kinds of like.
It was weird.
It was real weird.
And that's like establishing music every time you see the outside of that castle.
Because these are the whitest people on the planet.
Yeah, yeah.
So should we introduce the first couple of people that we see in this movie? We get Celine Lovett. She's the maid of the Blood Moon Pack.
Mm-hmm.
Tinfanny. And I'm assuming they've fixed that misspelling.
Yes, yeah. Because her name is actually Tiffany, but because of like captions on TikTok, it said Tinfanny in one of the captions.
No. It was in the scroll. It was in the font of that fancy font that they had. They misspelled
it. Good job,
guys. They
misspelled
it, and then they went back and fixed it. So
that
it was
much, that right there sums up. That's everything.
Yep.
Right there.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
It is Tinffany, and so in my notes, she's fucking Tin or Tinfanny or Tinfy through the whole thing. So if you hear Tin, you know who we're talking about. Rin Tin Tin, that's who we're talking about. Well, makes sense. She's a dog. You're a dog, Louise. You're a dog. Anyhow, it's from Teen Witch. Anyhow,
okay.
So we have Tinfanny, who's, as I called her, the skank of the Blood Moon Pack. I don't like to use that word, but if I could say skank in any way, it's for her.
She's really just a horrible person, though. She's just a really bad person.
She's really bad. Like, the dogs are fighting. They just knew we were talking about this, so they were like, getting their blood up. She is very jealous about Celine. We don't know why, but we will find out very shortly. And then we have Jackson Richford. Come the fuck on. What? Richford, who's the alpha of the Blood Moon Pack.
And they're making out on the couch.
They're going hard. And here comes...
because this was the opening scene, I actually wondered if it would be hot. But it was not.
Same. Guess what? Nope, false.
It was not. Zero eggplants, you guys.
Yeah. Actually, I would assume some of the people's probably shriveled up inside of them from this movie.
Yeah. Tiffany's
pissed off that Celine just walks in the room.
Because apparently Jackson requested a drink, and so Celine brought him a drink. And so she walks in on them making out. And Tiffany stands up and immediately calls her a bitch. And
just bitch slaps her.
And just bitch slaps her. And also, I want to point out that Tiffany is wearing the ugliest earrings I've ever seen in my whole life.
Oh, my note is Tiffany's earrings make her look like Lobot from Star Wars. Like the one on Cloud City with those two big things that...
they are massive. They cover her entire ear and dangle.
Yep. She got some beats on her head, and it looks crazy.
It's a hard pass for me on those.
There's a hard pass for most of the clothes and accessories in this show. Everybody. Everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also, along those lines, wrote, what is happening with Celine's shoes? And a middle part isn't everything, because Tinfanny has a middle part, and I was like, no.
Oh, she got a middle part, and those fucking she has
gigantic extensions,
that, and her curling iron is only this big, so it's only getting the bottom. Also,
and
why
they bounce those curls?
Yep, because she's expecting fucking bounce with them. Why is Celine dressed like an Amish / Mennonite caterer? She looks like she's gonna set out the empanadas for somebody's quinceañera, but also at the same time doesn't pay taxes.
It's weird.
Yep. Yes, and I wrote, we can hear all of the shoes. All of the shoes. Because there's no Foley person. There's no sound person on this. Like, we watch
the
people
sound
walk
in
away.
general is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, there's points where, like, you can't hear anything because they're not mic'd. And but this point is like we're watching Jackson and Tinfanny walk away, and it just clunk, 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 clunk. And her shoe, and then Celine's shoes are too big for her.
Yeah,
and
they're like slingbacks, and she's wearing pantyhose, and I'm like, what is happening right now?
It is. So we learn she's 17 and she'll be 18 in a few days. It's like, bitch, we get it. We get it. We know you're going to be 18. Okay, cool. Okay. The dialogue is just sparkling.
It's, sparkling with something for sure. Now, something that we have not yet discussed, that's essentially like her picking, because when Tiffany slaps her, then she drops the glass, and so now there's fucking glass on the floor. So now Celine is cleaning up the glass.
Right.
And like, praying to the moon goddess or whatever,
because she wants
that she will get a strong wolf, because they don't get their wolves into their 18th birthday. So,
and what is she going to do with that wolf?
Go live in the forest as a rogue.
Go rogue. Yeah,
go rogue. So the way that this app works is that, like, this is a movie, loosely using that term.
Movie.
This is a movie.
Terms. Yep.
That is broken up into literally 60 parts. 60. 60.
So if you played any
so
of these
each of them is like maybe 2 minutes long.
And we were like, should we make fun of this or not? And I was like, but you know what? Like, a lot of people make fun of chapters because it's a fucking corporation making something that you're paying for. Like, do you want to make a decision? Because if you do, you got to pay a couple extra dollars on here. And so it's all just to, like, it's in app purchases. That's all this fucking is. Mm-hmm. And so I don't feel bad about making fun of any of this, because they've got the game on your mobile. Now you've got a movie studio on your fucking mobile with the same idea. So you want to watch more? It's going to fucking cost you. Are you excited? Do you need to know about what's going to happen to Celine? Is she going to get her fucking wolf? Well, pay us, $5 for, 500 credits to see the next goddamn chapter. And they're only a minute long.
They're very short. I think the longest one was 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes.
Wow. As Owen Wilson would say. Okay, so my
so
note
basically
is...
that's the end of the first episode / chapter, by the way. That's
she's like praying the moon god. She goes, Wolf, let's go to the woods and live a humble means and hunt for what we need. Although I'm 17 and have no real clue what it's like outside of the pack, because we find out later she literally doesn't even know what fucking, like, she's never had fried chicken before. So
yeah, she's an orphan. Like, as far as she knows, her parents are dead, and like this pack took her in, and is essentially like enslaved her and forces her to work for them.
Yep, cool. Then we switch over to
and the
Ethel
alpha of the
Lovett.
pack is a dick. So
the blood moons are the worst. Like they're
worst. Terrible.
And then we went over to Ethel Lovett. Mm-hmm. So we immediately know that this is her dad, but also his name is Ethel, which he would be called Ethel.
Yes.
Ethel. And whatever, there's something else that somebody calls him. I was like, can we get this fucking name straight?
Can someone figure out what his name is?
Because no one fucking cared. No one cared.
No one cared. There's no like script supervisor or like
none
of that,
My question is, why does he fucking look like a reenactor from historic Williamsburg? Why does he look like he's going to be like making somebody some like fucking horseshoes?
He, by the way, because I saw so many ads, he is in another one of theirs also. He plays a dad in like another one one about like the double billionaire, like the guy who has like two different lives or whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the double lives of my billionaire husband or whatever.
He plays the heroine's dad.
So when we get done with this, we need to read some of the titles of these other ones because they're fucking brilliant.
They're ridiculous. Anywho.
Yeah.
So Alpha Ethel. Why they also call themselves Alpha Ethel.
I didn't get my note, but now I got it. I wrote, "Where's Alpha Lucy?"
Oh, because Ethel.
Ethel and Lucy.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
Who dropped that fucking joke?
What was Ethel's husband's name?
Fred.
Fred, right, yes. Oh my god. Okay, so Alpha Ethel is yelling at Alpha Alexander because
Alexander
15
Kane.
years ago, Alexander Kane. None of that's important, you guys. So
Alpha of the Nightwind Pack.
Thank you, yes. So he's yelling at Alexander and it's like, where is my daughter? She was taken 15 years ago. No one's made any progress finding her.
I mean, it's pretty convenient that they're fighting about it like a couple days before her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It is. Yep. Yeah. I wrote, oh, good, a war. And then I said, is that a wedding invitation? Because, like, he opens something. And I was like, what the fuck is that? But then we find out later, like, oh, it's an engagement party invitation, which we'll get to.
And he has no idea that Celine is with the Blood Moon Pack.
Correct.
Which I was like, how does he not know? Like, did he never go to, like, a meeting at the, like, at anybody's, place and be like, who's that girl? I've never she seems about the same age as my daughter. Weird. And you call her Celine and that was my daughter's name?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I have other thoughts about that later. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, we go back to, I also messed up my episodes at one point, so maybe this was like 2 of them or something. But then we jump back to Blood Moon, and Jackson had told Celine, like, when you're done cleaning this up, see me in my office. So she goes to Jackson's office.
There's a whole bunch in before that, though. Did you?
Is there?
So before that with Beta Drake. Beta Drake's coming in.
Oh, right.
Beta Drake comes in, and I just wrote, is this a dig on Drake? Like, also, what is with his hair? He looks like half of the guys on my on the baseball team in my high school, like putting some sun in their hair and like.
Yes.
Looks like, he actually, he looks like the drummer from No Doubt that's Gwen Stefani dated. I forgot his name.
No, I think she dated the bassist. He was the bassist.
Yes, he was the bassist. That's right. Yeah, I mean, he's a very attractive man.
Yes,
but
he is.
Again, Beta Drake. Alex.
There's another Beta too. I don't remember his name. Unimportant.
He's just sitting there scribbling on a printer test page, and we get the line, I hear Jackson's all brains and all brawn and no brains. Isn't that the point of being the alpha? Like, is to be like pretty brawny and like strong and.
Okay, so again, I bring that up later. I don't remember, probably when he is shirtless or something. But like, listen, I am all for, like, something that I actually enjoyed about this is that these people looked normal. Okay,
yes,
they didn't
were, like not Hollywood people. These are
like not Hollywood people, like
people.
Yeah, I mean, they looked like just normal humans. And at one point, you see like Jackson's shirt open, and he's got like a borderline dad bod. Like, he's not ripped. He doesn't have a 6-pack or an 8-pack. Like, he's got some chest hair. Like, he looks like a normal dude. And
he's attractive. I mean, he's not bad looking. He's attractive. But you got to get past.
I'm not calling him ugly, but he's not he's not like ripped like we would expect a werewolf to be. And the same with Alexander. Like, he's tall and like
he's real
borderline lanky.
Yeah,
like
he's more like not keeping it off because he's like thin.
Yeah. He's tall and thin and like, but like a normal person. He does not look like he's at the gym constantly. I mean,
this is British television right here. If like it was like fill up with people who were like not talented.
I was thinking it was telenovelas.
But on telenovelas, it's very attractive, like super attractive people.
Well, yeah, because they're, I mean,
Latina.
They're Latina. Like, they're gorgeous.
And just saying, like, if you're a lot of British television. If you're a stellar actor, like you could be. It doesn't matter what you look like; they'll throw you on television, which I think is brilliant. Because here they're like, oh no, you have to look like this, 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 and this to be these sizes to get on television. I don't fucking care how talented you are. But so I kind of like that. That's why I was joking. Like, well, yeah, it's kind of like British television. Anyhow, so then we go back to the loud shoes, and she's interrupting them.
Oh my god!
This fucking scene. Who is doing S&M in the middle of the fucking afternoon with windows wide open, bright light just streaming in, the fucking 4 o'clock, like, kids getting out of school, school bus going by. What the fuck?
So then, again, at this point, I was like, so maybe there's going to be some sexy times in this movie. So she opens the door. She doesn't knock first because he told her to get there, office, I guess. I feel like I still would have knocked, but whatever. So she walks in, and Jackson has Tiffany bent over the desk and is very, very clearly pretending to have sex with her. They're not actually. I mean,
his pants aren't even unzipped.
His pants aren't even unzipped. Her dress isn't even up.
No.
Right. Like, but she is blindfolded. And, like...
Why?
So anyway, he sees Celine come in. He just doesn't tell Tinfanny until, like, Celine says something, and Tinfanny is like, what?
She goes into a fucking white rage, like, Rah!
And she, like, flips her, like, she, like, rips the blindfold off, and she's like, what are you doing here? Why would you not knock? Like...
Yeah, and then she's just throwing fucking elbows again. He's like, just go.
And he's like, just get out.
Go.
Tinfanny, go.
She's actually pissed off that she can't punch her in the face again. Like, she's upset that she can't lay hands on her. Mm-hmm. And we find out that Celine's been with the Blood Moon for 15 years. Mm-hmm. And then Jackson just starts going straight from the fucking essay, man. He starts going for the sexual assault. Yep.
Backing her up against the door, like, crowding her space, not being... It gets worse later, but, like, it's just...
Oh, yeah. Like, this movie's like, hey, we're gonna do some R-word in here. Thank you. Yeah.
It's pretty
like,
gross.
These are decisions that someone made. Also, we have the line where he's like, because Celine refuses to call Jackson the alpha. Mm-hmm. And he says, like, you know, something like, I forgot what his line was, and she says, the only A word you'll ever be is asshole. Mm-hmm. Wow. Burn. Mm-hmm. Burn.
Yes. It's cold in here. There must be some clovers in the atmosphere.
This fucking Michael McDonald looking motherfucker comes in. Beta Luke.
Oh, Beta Luke. That's the one I couldn't remember.
Yep. He looks like that guy from Mad TV. He just tells her...
Yes.
Apropos of nothing. And doesn't even like, hey, don't rape that... Damn it. Don't R-word that girl. Like I act like we're gonna get like fucking demonetized. We're not monetized. Don't worry. No. But he's like you're gonna R-word that girl? Come on. And he just comes in just to say that they got an RSVP that Alexander Kane is coming to the engagement party. Mm-hmm. Then they wax philosophical about why Alex is coming to the engagement party. And this engagement
Celine leaves,
party,
and then they talk about the engagement party. Oh my god.
Yeah. And this engagement party, I can't wait till we get there.
Yeah. Also, at one point, I wrote, I think she laughs at Jackson during this.
Oh, that's when she's like
he
the
says
only
something like
word.
they must be coming because they respect us or something like that. She literally laughs.
She does. I think that's where she's like, something. He says something about A-word alpha or something.
Oh,
like that.
I remember that. I mean, yes.
Yeah. I think it's around that same conversation. Like, she doesn't like, there's one thing I do like about Celine, so she doesn't give a fuck about Jackson. Yeah. I do like her character arc in here a little bit because she does start to feel bad for Jackson by the end. Even though it doesn't make up for all the essay. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't make up for all the essays that he's been doing up until then. No. But then we also find out in this little interstitial between these two, Beta Luke and Alpha Jackson.
Jackson.
Saw Miss Jackson. Woo.
Ooh.
Celine is Jackson's mate, but he's not going to accept her.
He says, I will reject her on the spot.
Why? We literally have no reason why. He says something later that I have
She's an orphan,
many questions
a rogue. And Beta Luke says that will break her mentally and physically or emotionally or like whatever. And I was just like,
well, later on, he says to her, like, I don't have a choice of who I marry. I'm like, you do, because you're the
like
fucking alpha
do.
man. And also, when you find your mate, you're supposed to marry your mate. That's kind of how it works in the pack. So you're expected to marry the mate, not somebody you fucking fuck. I mean, that's how it works.
The dogs are fighting.
They're hump fighting.
Oh, excellent.
Which is, apropos of this movie.
Again, I also have a note here. It says the acting is awful. It's so forced.
It's not even. I mean, it's not even acting. It's just people are reading lines and in time, and yeah, it's bad. It's real bad, real bad.
Oops.
So,
fortunately, this brings us to the engagement party.
It does. Good bloodline and smoking hot.
Okay, so I have several questions. One.
When did Jackson become an Italian mother in this movie?
So they are. I forget. Do they have drinks first outside, or do they? No, they have drinks first outside.
Yeah.
So they're sitting outside, and he sees Celine. Like as soon as Alexander gets out of the car, he sees Celine. And then Tinfanny and Jackson come to greet him. And when they walk away, he gives them a yacht. What?
Oh, wait, you know what? I think we might be missing something because she gets her wolf before then.
Oh, no. No, because I have... wait. Because I have smoking hot. Wait, where does the bod thing come in? Oh, we are missing things.
Yeah, good bloodline and smoking hot, and then this is where she gets her wolf. So she gets her wolf, and this fucking thing, holy shit, this fucking wolf.
I wrote the poor CGI. Like, it's just...
It looks like the Mozilla Firefox logo.
Oh. I can see that.
Yeah. And, like, the wolf comes to her and is like pretty much spills the tea of like, guess what?
In the mirror.
Jackson's your mate. Yeah, in a mirror. Mm-hmm. And it's like, hello, Celine. You are mated to your sexual assaulter. Aren't you happy about that? He's your mate. Here's some tea. Here's a big old cup of tea for you.
Also, the wolf's name is Lila. And I'm sorry, but you could not have found a less threatening name for a wolf.
Right? Could it Lycos. We're thinking of like, yeah. Tech joke. Anyhow, I'm a nerd. I just wrote, man, I wish one of the CGI velociraptors had shown up in my mirror telling me that I was going to have commitment issues for my entire life.
Totally.
Yeah, like, hey, guess what?
I wish mine would have told me, like, don't go to that wedding when you were 23. It's not going to work out well for you, like.
Hey,
you could make some better choices.
There's going to be some guy who says, don't play Molly Ringwald on me. And you're going to love him, but don't do it.
Don't do it.
That's my velociraptor. I was like, oh, yeah. Because this thing is CGI'd as fuck.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh.
It's so bad.
This is where we get the rejection scene, though.
Yeah. Now, all right. So she's talking to her wolf in the mirror, and he says, like, he comes up behind her and is like, how...
took a screenshot of that.
Did you?
How he's like leaning.
He's leaning.
And not fun like in like while you were sleeping leaning. No, this is, let me see if I can find it. I laughed so fucking hard.
He comes in while she's talking to her wolf, and her wolf has just told her like Jackson is your mate, and she's like, no, you have to be joking about that. That's not funny. And he's all of a sudden there, and he's like, are you enjoying your 18th birthday?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, did you know, have you known like this whole time that you're my mate? And I don't even know how this ends up happening, but like he says like, I reject you.
Yep.
And now I will say something that I actually did kind of like here was that they have like in this there's like a red string that goes from his left ring finger.
I said the same thing. I really like this part.
To like somewhere near her. I guess it probably went to her hand, but like we weren't seeing her hand. So like it goes toward her, and when he says like, I reject you, we see this interstitial of like the string breaking and like dissolving. Like it was blood really that. Yeah, I actually thought that was kind of cool.
I was like, one thing in this fucking movie, like
yeah, that was cool. That was like a fun concept that they were able to throw in there. He says, so he says that he rejects her, and the whole thing is that like, did you find it?
That's how he's sitting, just watching her. I was like, that doesn't look natural.
No.
At all. I mean, again, not a bad looking dude. It's okay. But like, this movie, like nothing feels natural at all.
No. Nothing.
But Jackson's pissed. Jackson's pissed that she rejects his, or he rejects.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, yeah. So he says, I reject you. And then she has this like, her like chest caves in on itself. Like she's like, oh.
She's either gonna like verp or she's having a heart attack. One of the two. I was like, honey, what's happening? Are you okay?
And he's like,
some Pepto?
He's like, being rejected by an alpha must be brutal.
Fuck you, Jackson.
And he's like, to her credit, she's like, I accept your rejection. And the whole thing is that like, if you are rejected by an alpha, or if you're rejected by your mate, like, you can't have another one. You only get one.
Hold that in your fucking back pocket for 2 scenes later.
Yeah. Exactly.
And this is like a whole like neg her so she'll like you sort of tactic. Like, come on, like you just suck. Like this is where literally I think he also throws her out at this point too.
Yeah, so he says like, if you beg, and she's like, no, I accept your rejection. And then he kicks her out. He's like, get out. I don't want you to stay here anymore. You're fired, and get out. So you're homeless. Have fun.
Get out. Leave
right now. But he also says to her, you'll work the engagement party alone tonight. So, excuse me, cool. You just fired me, but you want me to stay and do your engagement party. I would light that shit on fire on my way out.
Oh, 100%. Especially if it was Tinfanny? Yes.
Tinfanny? Absolutely. Let me get those gross-ass earrings that are probably made from plastic. I'm going to chuck those right in the fire.
Like a Lobot head. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm going to rip your weave out, too, and throw that in there.
Those curls just at the bottom. Oh god, it reminds me of high school. It's just like blah, like all those girls had like it was like solid straight to the very bottom, and it was curled. Like, guys, there are things out there that are better for your hair. Anyhow, then enter this fucking shot of Alexander getting out of the fucking limo. This slow-mo shot. I was into. I'm not gonna lie, I was into this fucking shot because I was like, all right, I'll see you, movie. Alexander's an attractive man. Like, I don't remember his name. It doesn't fucking matter because he's not going to be doing anything after this, so it doesn't fucking matter.
That makes me so sad.
It does. He, honestly, is the best, probably the best one in this movie.
His name is Casey Esser.
Oh, that's right, yes. He has done a lot of shorts. I really wish the best for him because he honestly, I think he's he knows, one, I think he knows what this is, and two,
Yeah.
he's actually fucking trying. He's trying in this movie, so I will give him, props for that. I don't know. I didn't look to see if is he doing anything. He's not doing any of these other god awful things. So
I don't think so.
I mean, unfortunately, I feel so bad for everybody in this fucking thing because I think it's not. I think it's blown up, and not in a good way.
It's kind of like how one of those, I forget which one it was, one of the horror films on Movies That Made Us, the actress just kept saying, like, it's all right, nobody's going to see this movie. And now this shit has blown up on TikTok. And, like, I haven't watched it yet,
you
but when I
out there for a second, I missed you.
Faded to the Forbidden Alpha. One of the people that we follow on TikTok has done a review of it, and it like popped up there. So I'll watch it like afterward.
Yeah.
But so it's like it's getting traction now, and I'm sure all of these people are like, "Oh my god."
Oh yeah, I know I mentioned on the regular podcast, the one YouTuber I watch, Nick Doramio, he was doing one of those Pure Flicks movie or shows or whatever, and he's like, I understand that my videos get to these people that are in the show, and I just want to let you know I love you all. Like, this isn't about you. This isn't about, like, and I think that's what we can say here is, like, this isn't about anybody that's in this fucking movie. Like, you all are very, I hope the best for you. Like, you need to eat. You need to work.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Get it. We get it. Like, but you got sucked into this bullshit, and I think they're going to fucking, like, ruin your career, possibly. Unfortunately. Anyhow, and then he's making eyes over a bag of trash.
Because Celine is taking the trash out.
Yep, and also Celine is taking the trash out, but Tiffany's there.
Rin Tin Tin is there.
Alex is there for the engagement party, and the 4 people that are in this scene for this party, I was like, it's not even COVID, just no one, they can't afford any. I think the budget for this thing is probably $100, maybe, probably.
Beta Luke isn't even on the cast list.
Poor Michael McDonald looking motherfucker, Beta Luke.
And there's no director listed. Like, the only people listed are 5 of them, and that's it.
They were like, all right, get the script, go!
I mean, I honestly wondered if they wore their own clothing. Which is fine. I don't care. But
we'll get there with Celine's outfit coming up. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So then we get this little, like, Alex just, nonchalantly gives Tinfanny and Jackson a fucking yacht.
Mm-hmm. Pocket change, he says.
Pocket change. That's right. That's
Pocket
right. Change. So they're sitting around having hors d'oeuvres, which are literally like mini, like little wieners.
But before they even sit down,
oh,
he
right.
turns to Beta Drake and he says, mate, that woman is my mate. You need to figure out who she is.
Yeah. Get on it. Get your sleuthing together.
And then they go and have mini hot dogs or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, they got like little like cocktail wieners with toothpicks in them. I was like, Jesus Christ! Wow, we can't even afford to like splurge for Target like hors d'oeuvres that you could like, some dim
mini
sum
muffins,
from like mini muffins,
cookies from the cookie aisle at Target.
Literally, like all of the hors d'oeuvres from Target. Yeah, spanakopita, anything you want. Yep.
Spanakopita? Spanakopita.
I don't know. Is it spanakopita?
I don't know. I'm not Greek.
I don't know.
I thought it was spanakopita.
But
I'm sure someone will tell us in the comments.
Then we'll meet you at my big fat Greek wedding 3 because we needed that. Anyhow, that's happening.
You know what I will take? The actor John Corbett, is that his name?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I'll take him on Northern Exposure. And he was really young. Hello.
Ew.
So then we get some like Tinfanny demeaning Celine in front of Alexander, and he just looks at her like the fucking sun like rises and sets out of her ass at this point.
Which, you know, that's how you want.
He, like I said, Alex is not a bad, like, he's the best actor in this fucking movie. Like, he's committing. But she does look 17.
Committing. Yeah,
he's committing, but she does look 17, and it's fucking creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one says, like, what their ages are. We just know that she's 17. Age of 17. It's like the one-winged dove. Okay.
I don't know. Why is Celine holding the bottle like that? Because Tinfanny is like, Celine. She's like snapping her fingers. Like, Celine, bring us wine.
Bring us wine up at Cloud City.
So she comes over and pours wine, and like, why are you holding the bottle like that? Maybe because you're barely 18, but like,
because she thinks that she's a sommelier. She's like, this is what they do, right? Isn't it? It's weird. You did the weird thing with her.
It was weird.
Well,
so then she leaves, and Beta Drake is like, I need to make a phone call. He essentially follows her inside, and she is carrying a bucket, a big bucket, like a big wooden bucket. And that maybe looks more like a planter than anything.
Yeah, it looks like something I've got, like my jade plant, like
Yes.
my snake plant, and
Yes. And so he like follows her into the house, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I actually kind of liked this scene.
I did too.
He's asking her like, "Are you okay?" And
she, like, up until this part, he's like he's like against Alexander and this mate thing, and then when he finds out what he will find out very shortly, I'm sure you will impart to me. Yeah, I really do. I like it too.
Yeah. So he's asking if she's okay, and she's like, "Look, I just want to go take a shower." And he was like, "But you're carrying a bucket." And then he realizes like they don't even let her shower. Like she has to bathe herself in a bucket.
Which I think do you understand? I think, and I could be wrong, this is what I get from that. Okay, well, let me hold off because we do have a line in the fucking next scene that's crazy. So about showering. So let's keep going.
Oh my God. And she's like, I'm not even supposed to be talking to you. And he's like, I'm just trying to see if you're okay. And she goes, God, my birthday already sucks. Just leave me alone. And she walks away, and he goes, oh, it's her birthday? Alexander's going to be pissed.
Because I think he then knows, like they know that this is the Celine. This is the one that they've, and then Jackson suddenly is now a European mother. Where's your mate? How about this chick? She's hot.
He literally says, he like brings up again. I was like, why are there no one at this engagement party? There's no one.
12 people in this fucking movie.
Yes, this woman not credited. So like he calls up like some woman who's sitting next to him, or like next to Tinfanny or whoever. She gets up and walks over to stand in between them and like puts her hands on Alexander's shoulder, and Jackson is like, we have the hottest she-wolves or whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah. And this woman comes and stands next to them, and he says, and that bod. I wrote, and that bod, hubba hubba. What the fuck century are we in? And that bod? Who has said that since 1994? What the fuck is going on?
But I love he's like, where's your mate? How about this girl? Like,
spin the wheel or something? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Books? Like
Bob Barker, R.I.P. is gonna like come out like with the fucking wheel and like.
Also, Jackson should be fucking neutered, just like Bob Barker would want it to be.
Oh yeah, so spay and neuter your pets, everyone.
Yeah,
pouring one out for him right now.
We find out that Alex wants to bone Celine. He's like,
he literally is like, I want that maid from earlier.
She's my mate. And Tinfanny says, that bitch doesn't even shower.
Yeah. They're like, you can't be serious. And he goes, oh, I am. I want no one but her. And I was like, all right.
And then Alex goes, she doesn't, or you don't let her. So I think what's happening is they're not letting her bathe like properly is because they're hiding her scent. Because if she were to have like, if she were to be fully like clean and she would be excreting her regular scent, then she would like
somebody
her
would
father
figure it out.
Her. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, you're giving them a lot of credit.
I know.
But I think you're probably right.
Right.
If this were well written, I would say you're probably right.
If this was an actual story.
Mm-hmm. I kind of can't wait for someone to like, I mean, this concept has had to have been in a book already, but like, if not, I hope someone, a good writer, goes ahead and picks this up and makes it.
Supposedly, good. I do think it is like some sort of like, I think what happens with this stuff is there's something called realstories.com or something like that. Like, it's kind of like Wattpad, but not. Like, I think Wattpad writers are like waiting out for like being able to self-publish and do that stuff. So this is more along the lines of like real fan fiction or things like along like short storylines, is they are selling to chapters, episodes. So I think there is something out there. I did find something that was kind of similar.
I hope those people were compensated at least.
Probably not. I'm going to tell you, probably not.
Probably stolen. So then, like, Celine is supposed to be going to shower in a bucket. The party sort of winds down. Party, again, used loosely. Tiffany comes in to Celine's room. But
before we find out that Lyra, what the fuck is the wolf's name? Lila tells Celine that she has a new mate, and it is
Alpha Alexander.
So remember that whole thing about like once you reject your mate, you'll never have another fucking bond mate? Well, forget that. False.
Moon Goddess gave us another one.
Yep, Moon Goddess is like that.
Boom. So Tinfanny is like, Alexander wants to see you.
Ask for you specifically. Yeah.
Yes. Throws a dress at her and is like, for God's sakes, change. And even Lila the wolf is like, yeah, you should change your clothes.
Possibly take a shower.
Which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
So she does change into the red dress. She goes down the hall to like the room Tiffany told her to and knocks on the door, and she's like, Alpha. She actually says Alpha without like a name after. I don't think she says a name after, because she says, Alpha, it's me. And then the door opens and a blindfold is immediately put on her.
Alexander. Yeah.
Does she?
Yes, because like Jackson, because I think that's what we know that she knows who this is. Like that this isn't. Like she thinks it's Alexander. So I think it makes it worse because she says Alpha Alexander, and she's more into it until he. What the fuck does he do that like gives her the?
Okay. So he puts a blindfold on her, and in like the episode, chapter, whatever, cuts there, and so you don't actually know who's putting the blindfold on her, except that you kind of do, because like it's a white sleeve, and Alexander was not wearing a white shirt, but Jackson was. So a blindfold is put on her, and she's brought into the room and basically like pushed up against a wall, and he kisses her and then like starts kissing down her neck, and she says Alpha Alexander.
Yeah.
And Jackson is like, wait, what? And then she's like, Jackson? And like rips the blindfold off.
One, why would she think it was you? Two, like, why would you think that she'd come willingly? And three, like, how was she supposed to know that you guys were going, quote unquote, meeting up? Makes no sense.
It's all dumb.
It's very dumb. But don't worry, because Alex comes in and saves the fucking day, man.
Not yet, because
see, this is okay. This is one of the ones where we didn't get this scene. This was like cut from ours.
Oh, okay. So Tinfanny comes in, and is like,
she comes in and she starts fucking.
She tries to slap her again, and she's like, "What are you doing in here? Oh my god!" And then criticizes the dress that she gave her to wear. It's very like Cinderella moment, actually. But like at least Celine knows. Like Celine is like, oh, this was very clearly a setup. She knows that.
Yeah.
And then we get Alex coming in and is like,
Okay.
don't fucking touch her.
Yeah, we missed the whole. So for my cut, we missed any sort of fight. We just get from like Tinfanny throwing elbows, and then like Alex walking, like carrying her out.
Okay, yeah. So Alex comes in and it's a very much like touch her and die moment where
Yeah.
he's like, don't fucking touch her. And then after that though, I don't actually know what the fuck happened because I wrote this scene isn't awful, but that's all I wrote. So
then they sit down in his room and they talk about the bond.
okay.
And he's like, so this underage chick that I'm supposed to take to Pound Town, and she's like, don't worry, I'll reject you to go hang out in the woods being poor. And then she says her name is Celine. He like out the whole time he's like, I want to take you to Pound Town. I don't care how old you are. What? I'm weird. What? And she says her name is Celine, and he knows who her father is. He doesn't say this at this point, but he knows who she is. He gives her something. I couldn't fucking tell what it was.
Okay, I also wrote, is that a necklace? Like, I don't know what that is.
I couldn't either. Like, I was like, is it a brooch? Is it
Right.
necklace? Is it earrings? I have no fucking clue. He gives her jewelry of some sort.
Yeah.
It could be a fucking like a bathroom curtain ring. Who fucking knows? We don't know. Could be a collar. Who knows?
It was kind of pretty, but I had
like,
no idea what it was.
You got it from PetSmart. Yeah. So then,
in the meantime, an ad pops up for me.
for
and,
you, okay.
And and it was basically a Billy on the Street ripoff, where this dude walks up to this woman in like a lobby and is like, "How much money do you make a year?" And she's like $100,000, and she's like, "But I make all of my spending money on like whatever fucking app they're promoting."
Cool.
Ridiculous. It was absolutely, every ad was terrible. Also, I have a question for you. How do you know the card game that you play by yourself? Oops, sorry.
Oh, Rummikub? Yeah.
No. It's a card game that like it's on the computer.
Solitaire.
Thank you. So you pronounce it solitaire, right?
Right.
One of the ads
solitaire?
definitely called it solitary.
I was in solitary confinement.
And
Also, FYI, guys, I'm a weird Rummikub person. So anyhow, don't worry about it.
it's all right. Yeah, so he's like, I'll take care of you now.
Okay, so
Then I wrote Luna is the alpha's mate, I guess. And then I wrote Tinfanny is whiny.
Tiffany and Jackson start fucking. And he calls her Celine.
Oh, well, I mean, they don't actually do anything, but
No,
like
there's no fucking in this movie.
No.
And he says, you're being paranoid. I'm like, bitch, you literally just fucking said her name. Pedophile, you just literally said her name.
He's gaslighting the shit out of her. He's a horrible person.
Yep. So suddenly Jackson wants her. Suddenly, I need young Poon.
Gross. She is 18 now. Let's keep that in mind. You know, she's been 18 for 20 minutes, okay?
Cool. Cool.
At that point, so I think
Jackson asked to meet with her.
yes, so Jackson next to meet with her, and like I think Alexander is like getting ready to go, basically.
He's like, he doesn't want her to, but she's like, let me just fucking
Closure.
do this. And
Let me just go like say goodbye to him or whatever. And he's like, I've always loved you.
And she's like, fuck you.
Really? You treated me, I mean, to her credit, she was like, you treat me like crap. What do you
He's
mean
like,
you've
well,
always loved me?
Well, he says, I'm the alpha. I can't marry whoever I want. I'm like, bro, pretty sure
You can.
being the alpha means you can literally just do that.
Kind
It's
of
your
just
mate
do whatever
too.
you want.
It's actually a part of the rules that you're supposed to marry her because it's the fucking rules. So, eat the giantest dick. I hope you choke on it. Cool.
He also, at this point, he also was like, because remember, he's engaged to Tinfanny.
Yep.
So he literally is like, you can stay here and we'll work out some sort of arrangement. And I wrote,
yes.
let me put you up in a nice condo, because it reminded me again of Pretty Woman, where like,
yeah,
the two of them were having that talk, and she's
Jason
like,
Alexander.
and she's like, not one in all of the fairy tales that I've ever read, in not a single time did the hero say to the heroine, "Come on, baby, let me put you up in a nice condo."
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yep. Every historical romance, you be my mistress.
Be my
Come on,
mistress.
be my
I'll put you
mistress.
up in an apartment downtown.
Yeah, you won't get chlamydia at all. Don't worry about it.
And when you get pregnant, I will not help you. So
he just says, "I'm willing to compromise. What more do you want? Not for you to be a trash person, Andrew Tate. Thank you very much."
At that point, though, I believe
Oh, Alex breaks in again.
Alex comes in, because I think he tries to kiss her or like something. Alex comes in and punches him.
The weakest fight. The weakest
fight between two alphas that has ever happened.
It is the funniest fucking. I will laugh. I do have to give it to the commentator that I watched. Is she rewound that and slow mode it? It was very funny of his like me.
The slapping, the punching, like it's all not well done. Like very clearly, there was no direction, there was no help for having them figure that out. And you actually never saw anything that might have looked like a connection. Like, so, if you're watching like a professionally made film, you'll see like a hand coming very close to a jaw and then like the head snapping. You didn't even see that. You just saw something going and then the aftermath of it. Like,
and I'm one of those crazy persons. I know I've talked about it on B3. I haven't talked about it here because it hasn't been a chance to. But like, I'm a person who is a realist. So when I'm on stage with you, if there's a slap, I need you to slap me. I don't need you to slap me, but for realism, for me to have a genuine reaction to what you've done to me, like you don't have to like fucking punch me in the face and I knock. But like
pull your punch.
A friend of don't put all your strength in it. But a friend of ours, when I was doing a Little Shop, had he was upset about having to smack me in the face, and I was like, just smack me in the face. I'm gonna be fine. Just smack me in the face, please. I'm like, I can't react off of you pretending to smack me. It doesn't fucking work. Like,
I love how I'm like, aw, that is below the bare minimum. Asking someone to like not hit you, like someone being I'm not comfortable with hitting you.
I will give it to him. He was upset about it. Like, he really, every fucking night that we did it, he was like, and because there were a couple nights that he accidentally like hit hard. Like, it wasn't too hard for me, but I was like, I don't know what he did, but if we went home, he like obstrutely like fucking like did the
gave himself lashes.
Yeah, but I was like, it's fine, I'll be fine. Like, because I had just gone through Miracle Worker where,
you got like beaten up during that show.
Helen and I just fucking slacked each other in the face. But like, I think for like, especially with this, because it is so fucking close. It's so close. It's hard to like fake that a little bit.
I mean, they all looked fake. They all looked not correct.
You get away with it when you're doing stage a little bit because you're so far from the stage and you can like pretend, and I don't think the audience is like, oh wait, that was fake. But like when you're doing the movie, it should kind of look sort of real. Anyhow, this is great. This is a great movie.
It's a great movie. So he's like, Alexander's like, we're getting out of here, and she says, what about my things? And I have everything you need. And I was thinking, like, I just let her go get. She has nothing. Just let her go get like whatever she. What the fuck?
Plus my dick. Plus my dick.
So they're leaving, he gives her like his sport coat or whatever, like a suit jacket, and she's suddenly not wearing the red dress anymore.
Thank you. She's wearing this white, like Little House on the Prairie dress.
Yeah, I was like, oh, did she go change? But also, I was like, why are you wearing a white suit? I mean, I did notice that, like...
Also, those are the tightest pants I've ever seen on a man.
So, like, I definitely noticed that she and Alexander are wearing light colors a lot, if not white. And like Tinfanny and Jackson are usually wearing dark colors, and there's always dark lighting
Black
around them.
Greens. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jewel
very
tones.
Slytherin. Like, it's very Slytherin. Yeah, she was basically held captive there. So they're leaving, and they're in the back seat of the car. Like, Beta Drake is driving them, and they're like going by the city or something, or through the city, and she's just like staring. Like staring at the like face pressed. Yes, and she's like
movie theater.
Yeah, she's like, I've never seen the city before.
And also because it's a $12 budget, we don't see any of this.
Yeah, we don't see any of that. Mm-hmm.
Yep,
it's just a two shot of them in the back seat. So he's like, Beta Drake, let's go see the city, essentially. So he ends up like, oh, so they end up like on some looked like a rooftop to me.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So like they're gonna have like dinner. He's planned this dinner, right?
He has all these picnic accoutrements in his car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just he carries around just in case he meets its mate, and like she's been trapped and essentially kidnapped and enslaved for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So they're sitting out there, and he's like, we're gonna have dinner delivered, essentially. Right? Like, I've ordered food. And she goes, is it fried chicken? And he was like, do you want fried chicken? And I actually thought that this was like kind of cute, because he's suddenly very nervous about the fact that he has planned, like, he calls Beta Drake and is like, he's trying to like woo her and impress her, and like he ordered sushi and caviar and like expensive shit, and she's like, I just want fried chicken, because Tiffany had it a few times and it smelled so good, and she wanted to try it really bad,
and she wasn't allowed to. Yeah,
she wasn't allowed to have any. So he calls Beta Drake like in a panic, and it's like, cancel everything, just get me a bucket of chicken. She's thrilled. I did write, there is nothing sexy about watching someone eat fried chicken.
Oh, no.
Nothing.
No.
It did make me want fried chicken.
100%. Because that was a fucking KFC like
bucket.
There was a KFC bucket. They just like, they were hiding the kernels so you couldn't see them. But I was like, that's a KFC bucket.
That is a KFC bucket, because it's like red and white. Like it was very recognizable. And you know that they bought like the smallest dinner possible, and then put like a bunch of paper in the bottom of it.
Yeah, for the rest of it. Yeah, exactly.
So, like, they just pulled out like 2 pieces of chicken.
Like we can't afford much, guys.
No, we cannot afford much. I'm
like, we literally watch a dumb white girl eat crappy fried chicken. It's great. It's fucking great.
Yeah. And she says like the greatest thing she's ever eaten. Of course. Duh. At that point, he's like, I forget if he kisses her first or if they have this discussion. He says, "Do you understand our mate bond?"
Well, first she tells Alex that Jackson was her mate and he rejected her, and she accepted it, and the moon goddess gave her to him, pretty much, like.
Right.
And then they make out over subpar fried chicken.
Yes.
Because I mean, Popeyes is around. Just eat Popeyes, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend. If you're further south, Bojangles.
100%.
Yeah. So he says, do you understand our mate bond? How it makes you feel? What it makes you want to do? I wrote, big 18th birthday.
I'm gonna get fucked on my 18th birthday. There's been a lot
going on today.
I'm gonna get fucked enough that I'm gonna mate and possibly have a baby on my 18th birthday.
So then he takes her home, like, to their new...
And they're gonna fuck. They're, like, in the midst of, like, fucking. And
like, they're about to, like, start shedding clothing.
What does she say?
She says... She goes, I need to bathe. Do you have a bucket?
No, bro. No.
For those keeping score at home, I'm on page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my notes at this point.
I am on my third or fourth.
Did you type yours, or like mine are written?
I type mine. Yeah,
okay.
Mine is actually. If you wanted to look in our drive, it's there.
So he shows her like, okay, here's the shower.
I do like his line. I can be here if you need me.
She's like, no.
Like this scene could have been so fucking hot.
It could have been. I wrote instead, he's adorably awkward.
Because then we find out that he's a virgin too.
Yep.
So it's very cute.
Because like I was a little annoyed though. So she takes her shower, comes back, and they start making out again. And by making out, I mean like they've kissed a couple times. Okay, this is very like rated G.
PG, PG definitely.
She tells him to wait again, and he says, "Now what?" And I was kind of annoyed by that because I was like, "Really?" She says, "I'm a virgin. I've been waiting for my mate." And he says, "I'm gonna go shower."
Guys!
Whoa.
Speaking of dogs. Waiting for the mate.
So he gets up.
No.
Oh no.
Okay. I'm leaving all this in. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
That's fine. It's fine. They're famous.
They're famous.
They're famous.
Famous cookies. So
he's like, I need to go shower.
He's like, well, now I need a cold shower. Like, it's actually kind of cute because he's like, I felt like
you might be missing a scene. Hang on. So he goes
to take a shower.
He goes to take a shower and talks to his wolf.
And we find out he's a virgin.
Also a virgin.
Like,
and his wolf is like, dude, what are you waiting for?
Part of me felt like he was pressuring her, but I think he was just kind of like, this is not gonna suck itself. Like, I think that's kind of like,
don't worry, she's not gonna suck on it either.
No, she's not. Like, there's no sex in this.
There is none.
Anyhow, no, which was like, I'd like to see how
his alpha or his wolf says,
this wolf sounds like Seth Rogen.
Oh, God. So in the meantime, like, he's in the shower, she's in the bed by herself. They're both talking to their wolves. And I actually thought that was a really cute, like...
I liked it, too. I did, too.
Because they're both nervous and they're both talking to their wolves. So he's in the shower talking to his wolf, like, kind of washing his body.
Like, angry washing, like,
it's ridiculous. And his wolf goes, dude, you're an alpha. Good sex is in your blood.
Yeah, like, fucking is second nature to you. Just do it.
So he's finally done. He gets out of the shower. He goes back in the bedroom. She's asleep. And he says, time for a cold shower.
Yeah, that was cute. I did like that part.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, Alexander is probably the best fucking part of this goddamn movie. I really do like him. So he said he fucks off somewhere. She wakes up with a note that he went to work. So I don't know if I would assume they slept together in the same bed. I'm assuming. Yeah.
It's kind of assumed that that's what happened.
Yeah.
Also, then she threw away that note, which I found was rude.
I did too. I was like, that's the note after you've been married. Like, that's like
the first note that your husband has left you, or like, I don't know. And it was pointed, like she threw it in the trash, like the close up of the trash can.
I was mad at that. Yes.
I was low-key expecting it to come back later, that like he would find it in the trash and be like, what the fuck?
Also, what book was it recently that the person kept all the notes we read?
We've read a lot of books.
We have one that, like, he found it and he was like, he put it in his pocket. Oh no, that was me. Oh no, we both read it. Wedded to the Wanton Witch. He kept all of her fucking notes.
Shit.
All of her notes.
A shout out to S.L. Prater.
Yeah. SL, I'm so sorry, but my brain.
We've read a lot of books.
I'm at 126.
Let me see.
So
I need to update my Goodreads is what I need to do.
I was thinking today, I'm like, I think I just need to make like lists on our webpage and like copy it to our social media of like shit that I've liked, because I'm not going to write reviews for everything because I just can't.
It's too hard.
But I don't want, it's too hard. It's too lengthy. That's what she said. And
Ayo.
I was just like, but I also want people like into, I do think that I would like to encourage people to read stuff though that I've read because I really liked it. But
this says I'm at 54, and that's definitely not right.
I read in the year 2022. I read 124 books. I'm currently at 126.
You have many months to go. I will also say though, like if you read any books in an anthology, but you haven't finished the anthology, that doesn't count in your Kindle. You know, like because you didn't get to the end of the book. So I need to update my Goodreads.
I will say the arcs count though. If you have an arc in your thing, it will count.
But it's not in my Kindle.
Oh, bummer. Bummer town.
Like, well, not the NetGalley ones. Actually, I don't see Unravel Me either in here.
We should probably talk at some point about, like, maybe figuring out a way to...
Oh, yes, it is. Okay.
Consolidating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Into, like, one account where...
Anyway, we've sort of derailed ourselves.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so she goes downstairs.
This fucking scene. Holy shit. So she's cleaning up her breakfast. And this very pretty lady comes in. And
also uncredited.
We find out it's Alex's sister. I don't know what her fucking name is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I don't remember it.
It was no. I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, it's Milan. It's Milan.
That's right, Milan. Milan immediately, within we're talking like 2 minutes of meeting her, asks her how her brother is in bed. How fucking weird is that? That's not fucking weird. What? Are we on Pornhub? Is this a fucking tab that we need to what?
It's weird.
It's real fucking weird. Milan's real super excited because then she discovers that they're both virgins.
They're both virgins, right? And so now Celine realizes that he is also a virgin.
Yes, and Milan's very adamant. No, he is a fucking virgin. He has kept himself away from all of the other beta wolves or beta women, so that way he will keep himself pure for his mate.
Couple of things. One,
you can see her microphone.
I didn't notice that.
Yep, you can see her microphone. Yep.
Where was it? Like on her dress?
Her backpack right here. Yeah, because she had that little shirt on. Hot.
Okay, so he's maybe messed around with other wolves, but has never gone all the way, as she puts it.
At least with Caitlin. He's at least messed around a little bit with Caitlin, a little bit.
We'll get there.
Uh-huh.
But at this point, I also started to wonder if this organization is a faith-based organization.
Oh.
Because they're virgins.
Well, I have to say, that's a horror movie trope too, though.
Gross, first of all. Second of all, I don't know, it kept coming up, saving yourself for your mate.
Well, I mean, usually the first people that go are usually in horror movies are the slutty ones.
Yeah, but these two aren't going to die. It's not a horror film.
Well, we don't know what happens to Jackson, really. And we don't know what happens to Tinfanny.
She was banished. Okay, so moving on. I will continue to bring this up because I continually noticed it.
Oh, I agree 100%. I think that there's probably underlying... I'm sure somewhere along these lines there's probably if you look at these fucking games, what I love about the YouTubers that I follow, they a lot of times they watch, they play these fucking stupid games because they're the ads are dumb. And a lot of them are a lot of them are super fucking xenophobic. a lot of them are like definitely bigoted, definitely racist towards Islam. So like, it's not a surprise. It's not a fucking surprise that this one is like, oh yeah, it's all right.
Lovely.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
Although I have to say, like, episodes you can play, and you are encouraged, not encouraged, but you're like, the happier path on those ones are for with a same sex, like. So I don't know. Anyhow,
Interesting. So then we get another scene with Alexander. We're only halfway done, by the way. So then we get another scene.
Just fucking enjoy it, man.
We get another scene with Alexander and Drake. And I'm confused. Or no, it's Alexander and Ethel and Ethel's.
Ethel.
And he tells Ethel, and his mate, I found a Celine. I don't know if it's your Celine. And I was like, what do you fucking mean?
Well, how about the afterglow when he was like, hey, random, do you remember anything about your parents?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, they haven't had sex yet, I didn't think. They haven't had sex yet.
Well, we had the whole thing. The next part is Jackson is texting Celine. So the sister takes Celine out to shop, and then supposedly Alex founded Wolfbite, the largest cryptocurrency in the state.
Yeah, of course. He founded a crypto thing, and that's how he's rich.
Of course, Elon Musk. And so we then, like, Jackson is still texting Celine.
Hang on. And the bags that they're carrying, they're gift bags.
They are gift bags.
They're just gift bags.
Yep.
They were clearly opened just for that scene.
Yep. They were literally like what you had in your like fucking closet. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, because then she ends up talking to Jackson, right? Or he texts her.
So yeah, Jackson is still texting Celine. My question is, why hasn't she blocked him yet?
Seriously.
He tells her
on
she's
this
not
old ass like Nokia phone. Like, what is that thing?
Fuck yes. And he won't tell her. Like, he says she's not an orphan, but he won't tell her unless it's in person.
Mm-hmm.
And I do honestly, I really like this next scene because she's like getting ready for the day. And Alex comes down. He's kind of like, pretty much like, you don't need to work. And she's kind of like, I need a purpose. Like,
I want
here, I
something
don't
to
feel
do.
like I have a purpose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, there's some person to clean the house. Like, anything that she was doing at fucking Blood Moon, she doesn't do here.
Right.
And and Alex is just like, you just need to be riding this dick. That's all you need to do. Like, that's your
basically,
fucking...
Yeah, so, like, here is the sex scene, which I wrote fucking fade to black.
They fuck. Yep.
And then this is another reason. So, like, I wrote, this is super abstinence coded because afterwards she says, I'm really glad you waited. And I wrote,
ooh,
are you? Did he find your clit? Like, I mean.
Probably not. I'm going to tell you right now, that book that I just finished, like, the amount of times he was like, I love that my cum is inside of you. Like, I'm like, that's fucking hot, man. Like, that is hot. And the fact that he's like, I'm still thinking about, like, my cum inside you. I'm like, yeah, like, yeah. I mean, the fact that this guy's like, I barely can fucking keep it up. Cool werewolf. Cool.
I mean, yeah. So anyway, I don't think so, man.
Any hoozles.
Anywho. This is where someone says Ethel.
Afterglow.
Ethel,
yeah, Ethel.
Ethel.
The afterglow.
Oh, right, well, yeah.
In the afterglow, he goes, hey, random, do you remember anything about your parents? What? Oh, wait, hold on. Alpha Drake's calling.
I gotta go.
Yep. So, this is where my next one is. They're now calling Alpha Ethel.
Ethel.
No continuity. None whatsoever. There's this peace convention, which is happening in 4 days, and no one's in agreement.
No one's in agreement. I wrote, so they don't have the votes. They're going to need congressional approval. And
You don't have to vote.
You don't have the votes.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I'm in my Hamilton era. I'll never get out of my Hamilton era.
No, none of us will, and we shouldn't.
No,
it's fine.
We should not.
So then we get Caitlin.
Is that when she comes in?
She comes in and she thinks that she should be the alpha.
Okay.
Or she should be the Luna. I'm sorry. Luna. I was like, oh, my Luna. My Luna.
I know, right? Hang on. Okay, so first, this thing happens where, like, I think she's making breakfast or something. She's in the kitchen wearing, like, just his shirt, basically. Like, a dress shirt.
Yeah. They were very sweet. I really do like this scene.
It was cute. Although I wrote, this is the unsexiest way any hero has ever delivered the line, "I'm starved." Sorry.
Because he should be looking down. He should be looking down.
There's no heat between them.
No, because he's like, I'm 34 years old. You're 21 years old.
I actually wrote, I asked my phone screen aloud if they had ever touched another person before. And then I wrote, why is the sister so obsessed with her sex life? Because
100%.
again, she starts asking. And this is when Caitlin comes in. Like, they're having tea or some shit. And then Caitlin comes in and is like, I'm Alexander's first. And again, with the abstinence coding, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's very weird. It's real weird. And she says that she should be the Luna. Because everyone saw her in the same room as Alex. So obviously they fucked. What?
Ridiculous. She's a strong wolf or whatever.
So Celine goes to so at the same time, so this is at this point, like, Celine has gotten a message from Jackson, so she's got to go see him, and he's dressed like David Tennant in Fright Night, so she's got to comfort him. This is me comforting him.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, just me saying, do it in your face. Oh, I can't. Hold on, wait. There we go. Nope. Up. Nope.
Don't you
nope,
hold still?
Nope. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
I forgot where my camera is at. Yeah.
I did, at this point, I also wrote, I can't find any rhyme or reason to when the episodes are split or how much they cost. Because there's the one where they have G-rated sex was over 100 credit or coins or whatever.
Shut the front door.
It was like 110.
I would have fucking I would have railed if I was like 110.
You know who
whatever,
didn't get railed? Her. So, like, that one was over 100, and then the kitchen makeout scene was 90 something.
I mean, that was hot. I liked it, but it wasn't like.
I wouldn't say it was hot. Again, have they ever touched another person?
No, I mean, like, I do think that they have a stitch like this much, this much chemistry,
a singular stitch,
more than she has with Jackson. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, honestly, I fucking wouldn't board with a smiley face would have a little bit of chemistry with Alex because he's again the best fucking actor in this movie. So there you go.
I actually think that Caitlin is the best actress.
Caitlin is.
Her character is awful, but she didn't do a bad job.
No, agreed.
I don't know. So at this point, like, Celine is upset that maybe Caitlin slept with Alexander.
Right, because she's like, even though Milan's like, no, never happened. She's like, yeah, right. But maybe.
She also says, Milan says, let's go max out Alexander's credit cards and then confront him together. Right, and she's like, I actually need to go do something. And then she goes to Jackson.
Yeah, and pets his leather shirt. Whatever that fucking shiny
wrote,
shirt.
What is with the shirt he's wearing?
He literally, I'm not joking. He looks like fucking David Tennant from fucking Fright Night. Like, it's hysterical. I'm going to find it right now. Keep talking.
Okay, so also, he's finally telling her, you are from, like, Red Dawn Pack, right?
Right.
I shit you not. I watched this 5 times minimum because he said Ren Dodd Pack.
Same.
He did not say Red Dawn Pack. He said Ren Dodd Pack. Which, slip of the tongue, fine. But, like, script supervisor, did no one notice? Did he not notice?
No one did more than one take on this fucking
Exactly.
thing.
That's when I realized, like, no one did. Everything was one take.
Yep.
And then I wrote, oh, good, Tiffany's back.
Also, unlike Zoom, I can't put the pictures in the chat.
Oh, boo.
So
text it to me?
Just do that. Well, it's a really long thing.
It won't even let me click on it. Hang on. Right. I can select all, right? I can copy it.
Here we go. Let's just do screen. I will just share with you.
Oh.
Share with you.
Oh, it won't even show me. Okay.
Everyone can see it now. There you go.
Aren't you all just so lucky? This is how we could do stunt casting.
Yes. So this is David Tennant in fucking like Fright Night. So there you go.
Yeah, it is a lot like that. Although David Tennant is a lot more attractive. So.
Oh fuck yeah. Anyhow, all right.
Okay. So anyway, so I forget. I think Beta Luke comes in and is like something about the peace treaty. I don't know. He comes in and says some shit that he definitely should not be saying in front of people who are not the alpha. And Celine goes fucking somewhere, and Tiffany comes in.
Tiffany comes in with her her margarita glasses full of wine. I was like,
what is happening?
Did no one have like a fucking red wine glass? You couldn't go to the fucking Salvation Army and get like a red wine glass? You had to use a margarita glass for this?
Earlier, when they all had hot dogs on sticks, on toothpicks, they had wine glasses. Where did those go?
They were in the dishwasher.
Oh,
fair. So we learn that Tinfanny tries to drug her with wine, and she goes, "Do you think I'm trying to poison you?" Drinks her own wine to prove the point. Bitch, that's not how this works.
It's not how this works. Take a sip from both of them.
Right.
Like, I was like, are you dumb enough to drink this? Are you fucking kidding me, Celine?
She is.
Yes,
she fucking is.
So annoyed.
Celine is a dum-dum.
She said, I come in peace, my ass.
So we have a shot to Alex saying he doesn't know if she's the Rendon Alpha's missing daughter, like Rapunzel, but he'll ask her soon. What?
I know. I wrote you don't want to ask her. Yes, I wrote Jesus. Like what?
No, just ask her. She'll enjoy her like more if she's like
if her new husband isn't lying to her.
Right, and knows that she has a fucking family. Thank you. So Alex collapses at the same time as Celine does because Tiffany has given her
Wolfsbane.
Cool. Celine is not the best unconscious actress because she never drops her head back. It's always like this. So I was like, you are not unconscious. You understand that, right? Like, you've got to be like...
Yeah, so Jackson is like growing a conscience all of a sudden, right? And he comes in and he's like, Tiffany, what the fuck did you do? He lifts her up and her head is still like she's stiff as a board.
Yep. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Yes.
Yep.
Like head should be lolled. You know, like you were unconscious.
You should be like, yeah, exactly. Like a bag of laundry at this point. Yeah.
And Beta Luke is like, just let her die. No big deal.
Jesus Christ. These fucking people, man. You know what? Good. The Blood Moon gets fucking annihilated. Good.
It sure does. Because then I wrote, oh, cool. A wolf is here to attack.
Oh, you mean a wolf puppet? A wolf fucking puppet. Okay.
A wolf muppet.
A wolf muppet, part of the fucking Electric Mayhem, jumps on fucking Jackson. Mm-hmm. Then jumps back, and then it becomes a fucking sim at some point. So it's great.
Uh-huh.
And that's when it's supposedly Alex.
Yeah, he shifts to Alex, who is fully clothed, by the way.
Yep. There's no
white
fucking
suit.
like Twilight rules are out the fucking door.
I mean, typically, like, in any kind of werewolf or, like, shifter book, there's some sort of note about the clothing. So, like, this, what's funny is that this actually made me want to go back and reread my favorite parts from Amy Penza's wolf books.
I mean, right?
Duh. So, I was, like, reading through, the first one is my favorite one, so I was reading through that one. There's always a mention that, like, they have to undress before they shift. Otherwise, their clothes will just rip.
Well, I think that's, I hate to say it, but that's what Twilight did too. Like, that's why they had clothes in the fucking, like, in the woods.
Yeah, like, and that's another thing in Amy Pence's wolf books. Like, they have spare sweats and, like, unisex t-shirts everywhere, all over the place.
Literally, like, most really good, like, werewolf books do say that, like, either they have, like, a stash of clothing, or they're, like, they know they're going home naked. Like, even fucking Harry Potter, like, Lupin was fucking naked.
Right.
Anyhow.
But yeah, Alex is there fully clothed in a suit.
So, Jackson then turns into a CGI screensaver.
He lifts up Celine.
Yep.
And it's like,
well,
he looks like he's exerting effort in order to do so. And I wrote, why is it hard to lift her? You are an alpha wolf.
Thank you. Also, question, I just realized this. I literally just realized this. So, do you know what the names in Underworld, which is a vampire?
Oh,
and,
I've seen Underworld. I like Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah. Do you know what the names are?
Of the wolves?
What's the name of the vampire? What's the name of Kate Beckinsale's character?
I don't remember. Wolfsbane is a part of it,
Celine!
Isn't it? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And because this is, like, kind of a fan fiction, I think that's what it's... I think. Even though it's the vampire part, I think.
I could see that.
Yeah. So Alex then is like, fuck it. We're gonna... Okay, so first, Alex takes her to an apartment / hallway / hospital.
Yeah, is this a hospital? I wrote, how is she getting medical care? Because, like...
It's someone's hallway.
Oh,
it's a hallway in an apartment building.
Yeah.
Yep.
But a doctor is there.
I mean,
I don't know. Yep. He's wearing a coat, like a white coat.
He's wearing a coat. But supposedly she's not going to make it. But
yes, Wolfsbane. It's fatal.
She lives because she has blood.
The blood of an alpha.
So Milan tells. Okay, so there's a fucking, like, at this point, like, Alex has declared war on pretty much everybody.
Oh, the war is already over.
War's on. Yeah, we don't get any of that.
No, we get nothing.
Cool.
Time has passed. Celine is talking to an unconscious, Milan is talking to an unconscious Celine.
Well, at least with, like, fucking, like, the last Twilight movie where they, like, cheated us all on this fucking amazing
battle, and it's all like an illusion,
a dream.
Yeah,
bullshit. But we get that at least. Like, this is like, we don't even get that.
Nope.
Like, oh,
we do not. I said the war is ... over ? And she's magically awake.
Yep. So Milan tells her that the Blood Moon group has been eliminated pretty much, and Jackson isn't doing well.
Yes.
He's in the same hospital.
Right.
That looks to be actually, the same fucking room that she was in. So cool.
I also wrote, so the doctor comes in because she's awake. The doctor comes in and he literally just, like, looks into her eyes and declares that she has the blood of an alpha. And I wrote, she has the blood of an alpha, and I knew by looking in her eyes. And then Milan is like, I have to call Alexander. We know. Like, just literally pick up the phone. Like, you don't actually have to say anything.
Can we talk about these fucking hospital beds, which are just like queen size beds with random, like regular, like fucking bedding on it?
Can we talk about how they have the fanciest fucking pajamas I've like ever seen anyone in a hospital wear?
Silk pajamas.
They're wearing like,
Jackson
silk pajamas.
Silk pajamas.
And I mean, where are your hospital gowns?
Like a fucking like
the headpiece, like the thing he's wearing, like the gauze. Hang on. Okay, so Celine has told her like Jackson is down the hall or whatever, right? And she wants to see Jackson.
Down the hall and around the corner.
Right.
Yep.
I wrote, why does she want to see Jackson?
Thank you.
And then I wrote, while you're in there, just stab him. Like, why?
I don't think she know. Yes, like I would see if she woke up and knew what was happening, but she didn't wake up. Like if she had woken up and realized that he was saving her, cool. But she didn't wake up.
So who cares?
So it's just like, exactly.
He's terrible.
Fuck them all. Fuck them all.
I said she's got nice hospital pajamas, and if he's so bad he might not make it, how is he talking? Like she goes in there.
Well, most of my organs are failing. Wait, what? Can I have a hug?
Internal bleeding, organ failure. But he has great color and he's talking coherently.
But he wants a hug. Are you fucking kidding me? So,
again, I was like, why are you doing that? Why?
Well, because he wants her to lean over him and hug him.
I know that, but Celine, don't do that.
She feels bad.
Because
why? She knows. Because I think she knows that he saved her from dying.
Why does she know that? And no, he
Maybe
didn't.
Milan. Well, we don't see that again because that's part of episode chapter 47. We didn't see.
Yes, that's where we are, Milan. Everyone. Chapter 47.
Yep. We didn't see Milan saying, "Hey, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Jackson. Jackson brought you in." But FYI.
No, he didn't. Alexander did.
But I think Jackson called the paramedics. Maybe
no. Alex carried her out of there.
Okay.
Jackson was like unconscious because Alexander was like, "Fuck this shit," and like knocked him over, and then knocked Beta Luke into the door.
That's right. So Jackson sucks.
Jackson didn't do a damn thing other than grow a conscience and realize how bad it was.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
I am for real, okay? And so of course she leans down to hug him because she's dumb, okay? And
she's dumb.
He kisses her. And what happens? But Alexander, am I interrupting something?
So this made me angry. I was like, dude. Mad. I was like, he's pissed off and he starts to leave. And I was like, dude, come the fuck
She's chasing him down the hallway while dragging her, like, IV cart.
Right. Like, he's still like, no. Like, dude, come the fuck on.
And
she's like...
Also, he says, like...
I waged war for you.
I waged war for you, exactly.
And she's like, Caitlin told me.
Mm-hmm. Again,
so
who cares? It doesn't matter.
So they leave the hospital. And they're all like made up or whatever. She's dressed like a Nelly fucking Bly at this point. Like, what is happening? She's dressed like she's in a Dickensian, like fucking... Like, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, I wrote, what the fuck is she wearing? She's dressed like an old maid. It
seriously,
was weird.
Like, she has actually, like, subscribed to the fucking, like, insane asylum. She's just like Nellie Bly. She's there. Like, I don't fucking stand.
Also, he tells her during this, like, the end of this argument, don't ever go anywhere alone again.
Cool. Thanks. Great. Cool.
Just a different form of captivity over here. That sounds great.
Well, we get the craziest fucking part of this in this next scene.
Mm-hmm.
He takes her to meet her parents.
Mm-hmm.
They did a DNA. I did a DNA test.
I'm 100%.
100%
that bitch.
Their bitch. I'm 100% their bitch. Suddenly now, she can hear his thoughts.
Okay.
I did like this part because I liked him saying, "I'm gonna strip Celine naked." I was like,
Okay, but again,
okay.
to me, this is like there is no character development here. Okay, because
No, of course not.
she's
Not fucking course not. No.
no, because like you have a fade to black sex scene. Okay, fade to
Nope.
fucking black, and then
Yep.
in episode 52, mind you, they are talking to her parents. She has not seen them
Yeah.
in 15 years. She has no recollection of them, and he is sitting next to her, thinking to himself that he wants to strip her naked and fuck her. And he can't wait to be inside her again. And I was like, this escalation is odd.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, like, I liked his like inner monologue because it was hot. But I think
Sure.
if it was like I think it was like him and his sister, and like Beta Drake, because Beta Drake and his sister are
They're mates or
married.
whatever.
I think that would have been better.
Yeah.
Because they
It
would
was
actually
just
been
weird. Like,
home. Yeah.
it was weird
They would've
when
been
it
home.
started. And then,
Right.
like, you don't have. I don't know. It was
Also,
just.
like, she's meeting her parents for the
Yes,
first time.
this is what I'm saying. Like, A, why are you thinking these things right now? Reel it in.
Right. Like and they laugh it off like, ha ha ha, he wants to fuck my daughter. I'm like, yeah, no, not
Well,
cool, dude.
they don't. I don't think that they can. They know what
don't,
he's
but,
saying.
yeah.
But they're like, oh, she's a gifted alpha. My daughter is a gifted alpha. She can read minds. Okay,
Cool.
cool. So they go home, and there's like a welcome home party essentially.
It was a
And
glad you didn't die party.
glad you didn't die party. That is essentially only Drake and Milan.
But
then Caitlyn crashes
that's all
it.
That's all we've got. Yeah.
That's all we have in
Oh,
this movie.
Caitlyn.
But then Caitlyn comes in.
Yeah.
And is all back up on her bullshit, right? And then in a it was not clear how Celine knew all of the shit she started spouting. We know that she can read minds, right? But like it wasn't we didn't hear Caitlyn's thoughts at all. All of a sudden Celine was just like, you drugged him and took him back to the room and gave him a hickey all without his consent.
Right. Right. Like she'd have to be thinking that at the time.
Right. And we didn't get any of that. But then, like, Caitlyn is like, what the fuck? And Celine is like, I read your mind. Great.
I mean, it'd be like if you go into any sort of conversation, like, I remember everything that I said about this person. Like, yeah, it's weird.
Right. It was weird. I also wrote in all caps, and the truth will set you free, a la Liar Liar, which is one of my favorite movies, because at one point Jim Carrey is finally cracking his actual case, like with the truth and not just rampant lies. And he screams, and the truth shall set you free. And that's what I was thinking about.
Yep. Yep.
So then we get yet another shower scene.
Oh, fuck. Yep.
And let me tell you,
like, fucking for 3 days.
this could have been hot.
Oh, yes.
It could have been so hot. You see like his nipple,
Yeah.
and then he leans down and like maybe kisses her neck or something, and when he pulls away, did you notice her neck?
No.
She has like human teeth bite marks, like the whole top jaw right here.
Because he marked her. Yeah, because he marked her.
Yes. But it was like,
but I
it's
noticed
not.
it, no.
I rewound it. It's not like they would have. It's just like only the top teeth, not the bottom teeth.
Yes, yeah. Only the top? No bottom?
No bottom. It was only the top. I
That's
literally
vampire.
wrote.
That's vampire. No, that's vampire.
All of the teeth, honey. All of them. The whole fucking top jaw.
Yeah. Yeah, like for werewolves, if you're gonna mark, it's the whole thing. Because their bottom jaw is actually like, depending on like what species, quote unquote, like what fictional species you're talking about, they also have the incisors here too. So
Wouldn't they
like,
have fangs come down?
Yeah, they have fangs here and they have fangs here. So there would be like both. I mean, it would be like this.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna draw it for you. Okay, honey. I'm gonna draw it for you.
I love it. I love it. I think we should go to some like these like cons. Like right now in Pennsylvania, there's a squash con. So it's like the squash something. It's like one of those cryptids that no one believes in. But we should totally do that. We should go and like werewolves and shit.
And just do this.
Also, this has been my voice for like 3 weeks. It's been great.
All right, look. This is what it looked like on her neck. Damn it. That is what it was.
It's like, okay, so it's like a kindergartner just bit her on accident.
Kindergartners don't bite you on accident. They do it on purpose, first of all. Second of all,
Because they're the worst. Because they're the worst.
I wrote, what the fuck is on her neck? He bit her, I guess, but with his entire top jaw, all of his human teeth.
It's like this. It's like,
yes.
It's
like you're taking a dental impression. Like you're trying to get braces or like...
How I do this, I'm going to get some Invisalign and also impregnate you. Oh.
This is what I'm saying. It was so weird.
I'm doing double duty.
Oh, God. So the next... I can't even say the next morning. Apparently 3 days later, they just like fuck for 3 days. And she comes down to have tea with Milan. And Milan is like, hey, I haven't seen you in 3 days. We all heard you, by the way. I can see you guys marked each other. Because again, cool. Milan is super obsessed with her brother's sex life. It's weird.
Creepy.
And immediately is like, when's Alex Jr. coming? Which I hate. Stop asking people when they're going to have kids. Stop it.
Well, I think it's because she knew. Like, she saw the bite mark and she knew that it was like that the mating was like they were gonna have a baby. I think that's what she was anticipating, but still gross.
Gross.
Also, we get to Jackson, Thomas Jackson, his fucking injured bandages.
So Milan is like, are you sure you feel up to going or whatever? She doesn't say what the thing is. And Celine is like, yes, I want to be there. So they roll up because it's the trial for Tinfanny and Jackson. First thing I said was, LOL, apparently Alpha Jackson didn't die. Because he rolls up to his trial.
Yep.
With his weird-ass gauze bandages around his head.
I'm looking because I swear to God, I know that there's like from Parks and Rec, like even like fucking Chris Pratt's character, like,
oh yes,
I was thinking of him falling in the hole. Like,
yep.
Like this is the whole thing. Like this
in the
is
pit.
Andy's like
Andy Dwyer.
Andy in the pit. Andy Dwyer in the pit. This is like this whole fucking thing. Like he's got bandages over his head like he's fucking like oh shit in Chris's Story, Marley. He's Jacob Marley in fucking Chris's Story. He's got that, and then I'm trying to think of what else he's got. He's like, it's just, it's ridiculous.
Crutch? I forget. Like he comes in.
He has a fucking crutch like Tiny Tim. Yep, it's great.
Don't alphas like cool. regenerate or some shit? Like I don't know.
Yes.
Like they have superhuman healing powers or something.
Yes.
Whatever. So first up, who's up first at trial?
Tinfanny.
What does she come in wearing?
Does she come in wearing the green dress again?
It's a snakeskin dress.
That's correct. And don't worry because she reads her mind and tells the Peace Coalition that Jackson is innocent.
Well, so Tinfanny says, she tries to blame it on Jackson and say like Jackson made me do it. Jackson wanted me to do it. And Jackson in the meantime is behind her like, Celine, she's lying. And Celine goes, right. I know. I read her mind. Okay. Okay. I also then so new episode starts. We're finally on episode 58. And I wrote, I'm gifted. No one will ever tell me a lie. No one will ever tell a lie again. My daddy will vouch for me. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, at some point I stopped taking notes because I was like, I don't fucking care. I have we blend an engagement, Luna acceptance, yes, and whatever.
Oh, but one thing. So she does not stay for Jackson's trial, which by the way is like 2 minutes long. Yeah. She doesn't stay for it. And he's like, how come you're not staying? And she's like,
dressed up in like the dumbest, like boringest suit, like girl, like
it's better than half her outfits though.
Well, true.
As a parting pot shot or something, he says to her, well, he doesn't say it. He thinks it, and therefore it's assumed that she hears it. He's like, I love you, Celine.
Yeah. God. Just think, that could have been your choice. You could have chosen Jackson.
Okay, so what happens next?
So next we blend an engagement, Luna acceptance, and whatever this is. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
that's my last note.
Do you have thoughts on her dress?
It's ugly. All of her dresses are ugly.
It's horrendous. She has sheer gloves on, like up to her elbows.
Like, it's as if somebody who is like, I just like the touch of I'm blind, but I like the touch of fabric, so I'm just gonna pick some fabrics for you. It's all of her clothes are ugly. Like, it's, but now that you say about the chastity thing, and it makes sense because like everything she wears is very like covering. Even when she's wearing his shirt, it's very
long.
Like,
you can't see anything.
Yeah.
And he proposes. They're married. He proposes to her there, and then and there, and then they get married. He puts the ring on her gloved hand.
Yep.
And then don't worry, she's pregnant.
Yep.
Mind you, they had sex for the first time like a week ago.
They're werewolves, not werewolves. I can't. This movie is bad. This movie is real bad. Please, no one buy this. No one buy this. No one buy this. Like, watch this if you have to. Like, just if you really watch a commentary of this,
or just watch the ads. Like, just. No,
I don't want to even give people money to give the ads. Like, I don't want them to get money for this because it's bullshit.
Fair.
So, like, if you can, like, if there's a commentator you like on YouTube that is watching this, totally do it and watch it that way. I would say the one I watched, maybe not so much, but at the same time, like, oh shit, this was bad. This was real bad.
It was real bad. I mean, as in. It was also real short.
Yeah. Nice.
Although it probably was like, if each of these is at least a minute and a half, sometimes 2 minutes, like, this was a couple hours long.
Well, it was 2 hours for me because of the commentator.
Okay,
but, like,
so maybe it was like an hour and a half otherwise?
Yeah, if I had just been watching it, it was probably less than an hour and a half. But, I would say, like, if you guys like this and you please respond and say, hey, I would like more of this. We'll figure it out and we'll watch others because we can, and we'll figure it out.
They're asking me to rate the app. Your encouragement is very important to us. I'll send you the YouTube link here.
Eat my butt.
You don't want my review, darling.
No, you do not. But I would say, like, all right, let's do, so on, we can't really do the ratings on, let's do our ratings on it. Let's do that. Cool.
All right. How many eggplants would you give this thing?
1.
Half.
I mean, at least, like, we know what was happening.
Yeah.
Hearts.
1.
I mean, like, there's no, I didn't feel like anything, yeah. If you guys are interested in us going back on Tiffany and learning about, like, more about these dumb, are you gonna tell us about the other? Thank you. Let's do it.
Would you like to know some of the other titles that are available?
I would love it. I would fucking love it.
Never Divorce, a Secret Billionaire Heiress. The Double Life of My Billionaire Husband. Fatal Temptations Between Two Alphas.
Ferns.
Yes.
Yep.
Goodbye, my CEO. Love me if you dare. What? My Gorgeous Wife is an ex-convict. The Reborn Wife's Redemption.
Big Bad Husband 2.
Big Bad Husband, Please Wake Up. Is that the one you're looking at? Oh, there is a 2. Yep. Big Bad Husband 2, Please Wake Up.
Marry Me, Mr. White. The CEO's Contract Wife.
My Husband Killed Me, Then I Won the Mega Ball.
Jeez. Son-in-Law's Revenge.
Oh, I see that.
The Boss Affair.
Ah, yes. How My Husband Became My Hobby. Oh, How My Boss Became My Hubby. Okay.
Do Me Over.
Ooh. Sounds kind of hot. It won't be, though.
No.
Is that all of them? That might be. Oh, My Wedding's Replacement Groom.
Thank you. Fuck? I mean, if you guys want any of us to watch these, like, I would say please go to Patreon and... I mean, like, I don't want to pay for these things. I don't want to pay for these things. I don't. And we get very few ads from our fucking, like, regular stream. So, but if you are interested and you would like us to lose our minds and my voice on another... this has been what it's been for the last fucking 5 days. Actually, 3 weeks.
It's fucking
I would say
like allergies and just the weather changing and all that crap.
100%.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
So it's been fantastic. I have loved every minute of this. It's been super fun.
Oh, talking to you, yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
I did not enjoy the movie. So.
Oh God, no! I'm so glad I didn't pay anything for it.
I mean, I literally. I would be like watching it and taking notes, and then like I would need to deal with an ad, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make coffee for tomorrow and like deal with the ad and then like watch the next 2-minute thing.
Oh, the ads are the worst.
And they're all terrible. And I many times laughed my ass off and said, this is terrible.
Yep.
Out loud to no one.
So coming up, we have another episode on it's my sister's
Sister of the Bride.
It called? Thank you.
I started reading it, but I'm very like first chapter. I've not gotten very far.
Yeah, I've read many a book in this last week, and I need to have a little bit of a come to Jesus about like what I want to do with it, because I've read a lot of books and I need help. Anyhow, in a good way. In a good way.
So we're doing that one for an episode. That's our episode on September 5th. But then we are doing like a dual review, not in an episode.
Yes.
For what's that? The Long Game?
The Long Game, yeah.
From Alina. Shit. It's the same person who wrote The Spanish Love Deception.
I'm really super excited about these like ones that we're getting, because it's like I was, for some reason, like, I'm like on the contemporary
media. Elena Armas.
Media. Yes. And I think we're on to something with the worst Darcy and what's coming next. So
yeah. So next, like we said, Sister of the Bride will be our next episode. After that, September 19th is Cleat Cute. And then October starts with the Love rematch, and then Let's Get Quizzical. I cannot wait.
And then we have a spooky book.
We have a spooky book. I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
Crap.
We should. We'll probably have back our buddy Ween, because that's usually what we do.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Would she do that?
Yeah. We should do that, because like we've done it for the last couple of years, so we should probably do it again for a crossover between B3 and CLBC.
Yeah, amazing. So, I would love that. Oops. Oh God. I moved the window and I couldn't figure out where I put you by accident. Sorry.
My dear.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we should touch on, but I don't think there's anything else. How do we end this thing?
Oh God, in the most obnoxious way possible. Bye.
Bye.